Lots of people struggle to look ahead properly, and they really don't know what to do to fix their lack of look ahead. In this video, I'll be going over key concepts to improving your look ahead. So before we start this video, I'll have solves playing in the background of me doing slow turning solves and slowly building up my TPS through the solves. Watch how I solve and notice how I don't do things like UU prime and waste moves. I only turn when I know exactly what I need to do. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's go over what slow turning is. Slow turning is exactly as it sounds. You turn really slow so that you never have to pause while you're solving. So you might start off at 1 TPS, and once you think you can do 1 TPS without pausing once during a solve, you can move on to 2 to 3 TPS, and once you can do that without any pauses, you slowly move up and up until you hit your normal turning speed. And now you're probably saying to yourself, "But Chris, this is boring. How does this help me get faster? I am turning slower, not faster. You need TPS to be fast." Yes, it is super boring, and turning significantly slower than what you're used to is not fun at all, but it is key to gaining better look ahead. If you're always turning as fast as possible, you aren't allowing your brain to learn how your algs affect the pieces on the cube, and you'll continue doing your bad habits. When you start turning slower, you allow your brain to pick up the bad habits you have, such as wasting moves and not knowing how your alg affects surrounding pieces. One of the most important things for slow solves is that you need to be able to do all of your F2L algs without looking at the cube. You should be able to do every single one of them blindfolded. If you can't even solve the pair you're looking at without thinking about it, you certainly won't be able to look for other pieces while you're solving that one. And now you might be saying to yourself, "Chris, now my times are slower. I thought this was supposed to help. You liar, I'm unsubscribing." Hold your horses now. When you're doing slow solving, your times will get slower. The whole idea of this is that you will turn as slow as you need to never pause during your solves. And for some of you, that's going to be really slow. What I suggest doing is don't time any of your solves for an entire week. Just focus on slow solving. There's no reason to time yourself doing slow solves. You're intentionally turning way slower than what you're capable of, and when you're doing this, your times are gonna be slower. It's just going to make you frustrated and feel like you're a lot slower than you are. For some of you, even when doing the slow turning, it's going to be really hard to keep looking for your next pieces. And some of that will be due to using bad F2L algs that are really long and inefficient. So if you're finding that there are some cases that are really hard to solve and track some of your other pieces, look at some advanced F2L videos or websites and see if there's a better alg for the case that you're using. Now just remember, this isn't going to be an overnight process. You're going to have to do this consistently for a while before things start feeling more automatic. So what you might do is slow turning with untimed solves for a week, and then the next week start timing your solves again, but still don't turn at your normal speed yet, just turning slightly slower than normal. This way your look ahead is still being built, but your times will be close, if not better than what they were before, because now your look ahead will be better than it was. Repeat this type of cycle for a while and you will slowly start being able to look ahead better and better. During all of this, you're going to get frustrated and just want to go back to turning at full speed. You have to get over this feeling and just push through it. You're pushing your brain during this time, and that's not something that happens instantly. You have to keep conditioning your brain and let it adjust to what it's trying to learn. One more good exercise that fast people like to do is trying to solve 2 F2L pairs blindfolded. So you'll scramble your cube, solve your cross, and then try and plan your next 2 F2L pairs and then blindfold yourself and solve them. This is a bit more advanced and quite a bit more difficult, but if you think you've done all of the above pretty well, this would be the next thing to try. I personally think this is very effective and helps you understand your F2L algs a lot more. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. Just remember that look ahead is not a very difficult thing, it's just a very boring process. You have to learn how your algs affect the cube, and you have to turn really slow in order to get better at it. It's not that it's difficult, it's just super boring and takes a lot of time before you get good at it. I think that's why people get frustrated with it so easily. If you click these 2 boxes over here, I'll have some videos later on with some other tips on looking ahead. I don't have the videos made yet, but once they're made, I'll make sure to link them right here, and you guys can check them out.